everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features arguably the best defense in the NFL. The Seahawks are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against a Falcons offense that wants to prove it can do some damage.
Field here in Seattle. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the defending NFC champions, the Atlanta Falcons. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Andre Roberts now to return it. Oh, jumping over it. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League in his 10th season now is Matt Ryan.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Hard throw, incomplete.
Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Here's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. The numbers in last week's game for Graham. 8 catches, 65 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking.
Here's Wilson to throw. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now Wilson on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
Let's see if they do that. Now it's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brooks Reed in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them, because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 40, 20, 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings.
Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Wilson a give to Rolls. And he'll power his way up near the 25. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
Ball start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And a long way to go for the offense here on 2nd down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down. Now John Ryan, 12th year in the league, on to punt it away. Back deep, Taylor Gabriel. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. So it'll be first down here after the run. Sanu. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now it's Ryan. This complete to Jones. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
Coleman, and an alley to run. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Well, yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I think of Tevin Coleman as a really good combo back. He can run it, but in terms of being a third down back, I think he ranks with the best in the league.
So good at leaking out of the backfield. Ryan finding him there for the Falcons first. Now Ryan on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Pass interference. Defense.
A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
This is Freeman on first and 10. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Falcons will extend their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends in a touchdown run from Devontae Freeman. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On second down, Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
I mean, you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is, how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays, getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
He gets this one away, and, boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at about the 28. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Bobby Wagner's one of the more fluid middle linebackers in the NFL, able to range deep in coverage, also able to rush the quarterback both inside and off the edge, and is an absolute tackling machine in the running game.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Marcus Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he had...
He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 39 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
The Falcons averaged 34 points a game last year, tops in the NFL with that powerful offense, and they're already looking for more. Here's they've got it 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen for Freeman, and he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to...
5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
Well, Brandon, if we go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator, he showed us his script. Didn't show us everything now. He said, here's the script for the game. I think everything's going according to plan in a big way. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's about as good as that is as good as you can do, I guess. So, well done.
Yeah, well done indeed. Tremendous execution.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. To return, this is Doug Baldwin. Gets around him. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. up now come the Seahawks. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A very solid gain of 27. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Johnson running left. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game: 16 carries, 55 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
And he is knocked down from the side near the 48-yard line.
Okay, let's just make this one simple. We know that the running game is not their thing, but they can't just throw it on every single down without expecting some real heat from the pass rush.
On third down, Wilson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. So we played one quarter here on a Monday night. 21-0 our score. We'll be back to Seattle right after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside my broadcast partner Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And we'll see what the decision is here as they've got a 4th and 1 coming up. Pete Carroll, no stranger to rolling the dice. He'll roll it again. 4th down, they're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Complete. Richardson has it. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That one good for 14 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And some space here. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
Ball start, offense.
Nab that one on Dwayne Brown, first-round pick back in 2008. So now a 1st and 20. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Adrian Claymore in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Second down, here's Wilson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
Ball start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. And here is motion again. And that's going to be 2 in a row.
Ball start, offense.
So this will drive for the offense. And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
Ball start, offense.
So that one will be accepted. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense. So conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll be knocked down sideways, right at the line of scrimmage. And hang on here. Freeman shaken up. Remaining on the ground after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. And on 2nd and 10 now. Here's Coleman. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Finding Gabriel complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
And this one complete to Levine Toilolo. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This is Coleman. Ooh, the juke. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards, and it'll be a second down.
Really tough drive, but that run helped salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and that
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Now it's Wilson. And this is caught at the 8. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. So that was well executed.
And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
For conventional football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out, try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Jones will come now in motion right. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles. Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now Ryan on second down. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. 23 yards on the play. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Marcus Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Now Ryan. The swing pass caught. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Defense.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Eric Sobert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. So they go play action, 3 tight ends out there in the heavy set.
Well, they showed everything that suggested running play. Just what you mentioned, 3 tight ends, heavy formation, able to go play action off of it because if you're a defender, you're thinking it's a running play with that much beef on the field.
But they passed it, and they got 6 out of it. Here's Bryant for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. They find some open field here. And some big-time hitting going on there. He is knocked to the ground. coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes. We'll send you to Orlando, where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And this one is incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. And now it's second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 15. Following the penalty now, Lacey. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's John Ryan now as he's on to punt for Seattle. He gets this away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Heading back onto the field, here's a look at Devontae Freeman now. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Falcons will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. We get a glance at Duke Johnson as he heads back out onto the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Now Wilson on second down. Oh, a little 360. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He's got the rookie, Amara Darboh, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan going up top. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we send you now to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, LR.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Charles. And welcome to our EA halftime report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Seahawks don't have much to hang their hat on after the first half. The Falcons took control of the game, and unless something drastic changes, it seems like they might be able to coast to victory. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. 4th and long, under duress, and the pass is picked off. And it's Thomas who makes the play for this defensive stop and turnover. 1st and 10. Freeman's going to take off here, and a quick 3-play drive ends with the score as they move out in front, 14-0. They take it at the 33-yard line. The long ball will find its mark here, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 28-yard line. Sticking with the same drive, Matt Ryan to his big play receiver, Julio Jones, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. Now 2nd and 8. Ryan's got to rush the throw, and it's intercepted. Seahawks defense gets off the field with the turnover. Now following the interception, Lockett's wide open, able to make the grab. And that goes as a 23-yard touchdown, closing that gap to just 11. Falcons take over late in the 2nd. Ryan's got the completion here, and it leads to a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 18. Still late stages of the 2nd. Jones has got nobody around him on the deep pass. And he'll take this all the way for the touchdown. The Falcons way out in front.
Okay, Larry, a fairly one-sided first half as we get set to go in the 2nd half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
You're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They go to Johnson again. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try and open things up in the run game.
Here's Wilson to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons Lions get there for the sack. Brooks Reed in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks?
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Here's John Ryan now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken at around the 40. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Go! Sit! Watch the sit! Hey, watch the sit! Hey, let's go!
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 33 and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Coleman now, and he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. A Falcon 1st down. Ryan to his young tight end Hooper.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big wide.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Here's Ryan to throw. Being chased out left. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they're likely forced.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
He's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. They give to Johnson going right. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And now he's at all-pro level in the NFL. How about the play he just made there?
He has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a 1st down with his very next run.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. The largest deficit, by the way, the Seattle franchise has ever come back from, 21 points to the Bucs in 2013. second down. Rolls. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Wilson on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 6 there on first. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Here's Wilson. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
False start, offense.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Clay Matthews in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's John Ryan now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Freeman again. And an alley to run. And, a big collision there. He's hit and knocked backward at the 29. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Play action. It's Ryan. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down.
Try to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
There's several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. They'll get 23 yards there. And that leads to an Atlanta 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And the play clock's running down. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. They run it with Ward, and he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Again on the ground. Again, it's Ward. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So they were able to put the pen to the paper this week, get this deal done, contract extension. And I'm sure that the coach's front office happy. He's got to be happy, too, though.
He's got to be relieved. He doesn't have to worry about moving now, doesn't have to worry about not having a team. He's back with a team he's comfortable with and where he feels he belongs. Yeah, I think he feels pretty good about this whole deal.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's why that position was created. Big, powerful, strong guy who can carry the ball and plow forward. That's exactly why you have him on the field.
Play clock winding down. Now it's Ryan. This will be caught at about the 5. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Time running out here on the play clock. On 2nd down, Ryan. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Sheldon Richardson in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the gun, it's Ryan. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. They're going on 4th down. It's Ryan. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th. But they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the post-game press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And some extras coming up on the line here, ready for the blitz. Wilson, and he'll go down in the end end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, brings.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. It's the rookie from Michigan, Delano Hill. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. It has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it, because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Chris Long able to drop him for a loss of 4.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack on first down there by the defense, and now it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. Shipped together here from the D-line. First down, this is Rawls. And a loose football. Rawls loses it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's 2nd down. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle.
False start, offense.
And here is motion again, and that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
On second down, Wilson. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Wilson. That is caught inside the 5. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Paul Richardson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Well, that shaves a bit off the lead. It's now a 23-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. From the shotgun, Ryan looking downfield for Jones. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a pickup of 19, and it'll be 1st down Atlanta. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. So they pick up the 1st down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. The play clock's running down. They will run again with Coleman. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power, as he's down just inside the 45. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Ryan throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons add on. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Here's Bryant for the extra point. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. To throw is Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Wilson. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Maybe a frustration penalty.
Penalty as a result of that hit there.
On 1st down, Wilson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
False start, offense.
Luke Jokel, the former Aggie, and the 2nd overall pick in the 2013 draft with a flag. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. And here is motion again, and that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward.
False start, offense.
second down. Here's Wilson dumping it off for Johnson. And he is knocked down and then landed on pretty awkwardly at the 36.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, D. Milliner. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And here now come the Falcons. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. A 20th carry now for Devontae Freeman. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. A handoff. Devontae Freeman. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. They run. Devontae Freeman. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Now a play fake here on first down. And my goodness, another interception. It's Shaquille Griffin, the rookie from Central Florida. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Falcons, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night from Seattle.
Yeah, 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 yeah.